All right. Hi, everybody. It's Rick and Dina. It's our Tuesday monthly leadership and mentoring call.
Welcome.
Welcome. It's July 18th, and I think this is number 3 for us. I was hoping to see a couple more people on here, but I know summer gets busy. We are recording this, so I'm hoping that you can get some good use out of this.
Yeah, you can never have too much leadership. You can never have too much mentoring. And I think that it's one of the lost arts in our society right now that we need to start helping each other, helping each other to the top. It's not just about me getting ahead or you getting ahead. And it's about, hey, let's get the team to get ahead and let's get ahead together.
I agree. I think that's the best thing we have to do in life. If we don't help each other, that's kind of what we're supposed to be about. What I've noticed is that sometimes people get wrapped up in that next level and where am I going to get what I need next? And Rick and I have a firm belief, along with our partner in crime, Betty, that education is number one, and sharing that education is right up there with the top.
In order to be a strong leader, one that is recognized, and this comes from 37 years of military training, you have to have a strong group or team underneath you. They can bring you down, and they can bring you down hard. So let's work together, and let's build a strong team together that doesn't falter. When someone needs a helping hand, that's our next picture here. We're going to lend a helping hand and a willing heart. It's not, I don't have time today. It's, let's just get this done.
Find the time. And I know that sometimes my work schedule gets in the way of helping other people. And that's the goal we want to get to, is where I'm here 7 days a week to be able to help people.
Yep.
And then our next goal is getting Rick here to do that with us. So tonight, let's jump in. This is kind of a fun subject. It isn't deep or heavy or anything like that. It's just, I was hoping to get some of you people out there that are part of the team, but again, I know summer gets in the way, that we could all feed off each other and give each other ideas. So I guess Rick and I are going to give you our ideas. So it is going to be a little one-sided, but let's get out there and let's see what we can do.
Here we go. Okay, some of the talking points we're going to cover is expos. Where to locate them, what to bring, and what to do with your contacts once you make your contacts. Vendor events, very, very important. How to remain compliant, what to bring, and what to do with contacts again. And you're going to see a repeating theme here on what to do with contacts. Favorite sites for leadership. Believe it or not, our leadership created a lot of these sites for our use because they realize the same thing that we're talking about right now. Mentoring and leadership never stops. So that's one of the reasons why we're putting this on tonight. It never stops.
Yeah, and the other thing we kind of threw in there is not just leadership stuff, but it's also things that can help you not have to duplicate. Things like this. Take these videos. If you guys want these, this is something that Rick and I really believe in. That's why they're on YouTube. That's why they're on Facebook. You need to borrow a PowerPoint we've created. Just reach out. That's what we're here for.
Just use it. Don't ask. Just do.
Just use it. And if you need to, change it up and you don't know how, we're here.
Right.
That's what we want to do. So let's step into our talking points this evening.
Expos. These are a great way of getting your name out there, getting in front of people. And for those of us that are a little shy, because I'm a little shy sometimes. Yeah, okay. It's a way to get out in front of people.
It is.
Okay. And
in a group setting, so you're doing it with other people.
Break the barrier. There's a lot of people that say, well, I can't talk in front of a group. Yeah, you can.
Yeah, it's amazing. You talk about something you're passionate about, what happens?
Exactly. And that's the big deal, is when you go out to these expos, you don't want an assigned script. Now, you want to stay within boundaries, which means keeping it compliant, but you want to be able to relate to the person that's in front of you.
Find out why they're standing there.
Why they're there.
Because they came to this event.
Right.
You didn't invite them. These are events that you find to be able to find good prospects. So they've came to this specific expo or event, whatever it is. I know people do like the Maria Shaw show. Those are all people that are, really into their astrology and finding out their other avenues of communication. Find out why they're there. Listen. Right. It's really big about the whole listening thing. It's not spewing as much information to them as you can in the matter of 2 seconds that are standing there. It's about listening and finding out what their need is. And Young Living has so many products that, we can reach out to a lot of people. And
use your mysteriousness, for lack of a better term. They came to your booth for a reason. Don't solve that reason by giving them a 30-minute class instead of setting up an appointment with them.
And I've made that mistake.
Get their contact info. When can we get together? Because I really want to get down onto some key details on how Young Living may be able to do things for you. Whether it's financially or whether it's health-wise, that's determined at a later date. But don't, as I put in my notes, don't vomit all the info to them. Because if you sit there and you go, well, we're a multi-level marketing company that sells essential oils. Really? What exactly are you going to say at your next meeting?
Not a lot.
Meaning, so.
It is the mystery.
Give them a little bit of a mystery, but let them, there's a technique that we're going to try to train. When can we get together? That's an open-ended question, but you're asking them to make the decision. If they make the decision on when they're going to get together, chances are they're going to. Okay, but if you tell them, how about you meet me next Tuesday at Caribou Coffee? You gave them an out. Okay, so have them make the decision for you. Some of the other places that you could try here, Facebook groups, Chamber of Commerce, Health Expos. Check with your upline for support. They've already gone through this.
They'll set up big expos because financially we're still growing. So, we look for the littler ones, the ones that right. fit within a budget. But some of your upline get into the bigger shows and they're willing to let you come. You just have to ask.
Right. And the same thing with the vendor events. Okay, if you biggest flea market in the state and it's $120 to enter and you go, well, that's a little bit too rich for me. How about you and a couple of your team members get together?
You get 5 or 6 people and you work a shift.
Yeah, and you get together and you do it that way.
Because you can break it down. You do 5 people for $150.
And then the important thing there is, and this is one of the important things that I realized as the first couple of times I worked vendor events, listen to your team member, how they are promoting the oils and the products, okay? And learn from them.
Or they'll learn from you. I mean, it's not necessarily just one way.
Right.
It isn't. You've got to find your niche because how Rick states something does not come across the same way as when I state it.
Yeah, I can go really analytical on people.
Right. I'm going to talk to somebody's heart because that's where the oils touch me. They touch me because of what they've done for my family. When you start talking to me about the oils and I talk to you about what they've done for us and our girls and our soon-to-be grandkids and our son-in-laws, that's...
Grandkids, babe. Grandkids.
Silly boy. When that stuff starts happening, you can hear it in my voice because I'm so passionate about making sure I take care of them. And right. The other one that Rick and I we've been reaching out, trying to figure out what we want to do to find more prospects because you do have 100 list. And that 100 list is people you're supposed to be acquaintances with or family or friends or, your neighbor that you've probably not talked to in, the whole time you've lived in your neighborhood or people from high school. You want to talk about people you haven't talked to from a while. That's me. So, but those are avenues. But other ones would be like, go set up a space at a flea market or a farmer's market. Here in Minnesota, there's great avenues. You just got to find what fits in your budget. If it doesn't fit in yours, get a bunch of team members together. That's something we do. Betty and Kathy Silk and Rick and I, we try to reach out and grab other people and teach weekend classes because you don't always get somebody for a couple of hours every, one night a week or 2 nights a week or whatever it is that they can get out. But somebody's willing to take an hour or 2 or 3 to come to an all-day class that's a little bit about everything. So if we can spread those out, well, that's the same thing about these vendor events or expos. They're all about getting out there to people who may want this kind of thing but have been afraid to ask. And yes, you're going to get 30 no's for every yes. Be prepared. That's part of this, because people are very skeptical and they feel like people are salesy.
In your endeavor with network marketing in general, for every 100 prospects you have, you're going to sign up maybe 3. Okay. And of those 3 prospects, if we're lucky, we got 1 that might be a business builder.
Or just a really good customer.
Or a really good customer. Great.
Yeah, 1% of 100 is all you're going to get that's going to do something.
But we endeavor by just putting our names out there and just getting in front of people. And then what happens is that you get used to being in front of people. And yes, folks, you actually crave it. Okay, you crave being in front of people. You crave meeting new people. You get rid of that phobia of walking across the aisle and saying hi. They don't bite, they don't hit, they don't kick for the most part.
Yeah. I haven't had one yet. But my biggest one is when you're standing there, it's always, hi, how are you today? Always just greet. That's part of being in retail. You learn to say hi, hello, how's your day, that kind of thing. But the biggest one is once they stop and acknowledge that you're talking to them, they've made that choice.
Yep.
So when they've stopped and talked to you, well, we're here today to talk about essential oils and how the products with essential oils can help you be a better, healthier person.
Right.
Then you say, does any of this, work for you? Or, hey, how is your health? Is there something that you're concerned with? How can we help you? My husband's got an amazing one. He likes to go into his little spiel like what we just said. And at the end, what can I send you home with today?
That's the biggie is we always say, well, I know you got a busy day. Hey, I'll catch you later. No. We have to end with a
close.
And what can I help you out with today? What can I send you home with today? And if you're doing a vendor event or an expo, maybe you have a Breathe Again roll-on or RC roll-on or a peppermint roll-on that you're willing to get rid of for $2-3, and you get the process started.
Well, not $2 or $3. It has to be. It has to be compliant. So we have to sell it at the price that it is.
Right.
But you can do a sample. Those we're allowed to do for free.
Right.
But some of the things for expos and vendor events that you can use, there's some apps out there. And we'll get into some of the websites so you can go see them. But Jen Springer's Diamond Factory.
Fantastic place.
She's got a program where you can input your prospects in them. Technically, your people, whoever you meet at a vendor event or expo, can enter this info, and it starts helping you send out emails. There's another one called Rapid Funnel, same type of process. They enter their information. You ask them a couple questions, like if they're in the 50 and over group. Oh, I'm going to send you some stuff about being 50 and over. Oh, you're a new mom. I'm going to send you some stuff about being a baby. Or having a baby, being a baby. Well, that would be, having a husband.
Thank you.
But there's different categories you can put them in so that they can get emails sent to them to keep them refreshed until you get to that meeting that you set up. So let's go on to the next page.
Cool.
So here's some of the vendor events that are in our area. These are large, big ones. Healthy Living Expo, the Healthy Life Expo, Minneapolis Home and Garden Show, the Twin Cities Women's Expo. These are all great avenues. They're in this echelon of pricing. So if you can get a bunch of people together to work it, that's great. If your upline's dealing with that, which I know we've got an upline that does a couple of these, and we're blessed to be able to help that person all the time. Well, not all the time, but sometimes. The other ones are craft and small vendor events. You can find those places like going to Facebook and putting in vendor events. You can go to the newspaper and look what's happening in just your own area.
Right.
There's Chamber of Commerce is going to have some sort of business expo, and you can do that. There are community center events. There's VFW fundraisers. There's like Cocato days here. You know, if you wanted to set up a booth at, you know, something like that, where Cocato doesn't really have that, but some of the small towns in our area do. Somebody brought up the other day that I should get a space at the Minnesota State Fair, and I'm like, that will be down the road a little bit, but that is something you can do in your own area.
Mm-hmm.
Find out what's happening with your state fair, your county fairs. Get a space, get a booth, but share it with some people, because I'm going to tell you right now, it's going to cut the costs.
Yep.
It's going to share that day, because everybody worries about, the booth is small and we can't have more than 4 or 5 people. But you take turns. Somebody can go sit outside for a while, or walk the fair, or just go get a break. But when it's 1 or 2 and you get busy, because I've been at one where it's busy like that and there's only 2 of you,
Mm-hmm.
Nobody gets a potty break, nobody gets fed. So it's okay to be a little overbooked. What happens if that's the day you go and you're not feeling well?
Right.
Having that 3rd or 4th person to help out, it's not all about how many prospects you get that day. It's about reaching out to people and answering questions and getting the follow-up.
Right. Follow through. And what we mean by that is that if you set up an appointment, a contact with a phone call or a meeting through hell, high water, snow, wind, rain,
Tornadoes.
you keep that appointment.
You do. Do not back out. That's the biggest one. That's one of the biggest things Rick and I constantly are talking about, that you set up a meeting, an appointment, a class. It doesn't matter unless somebody has passed away or somebody's very ill in your family.
Right.
You follow through.
Now, one of the things that I want to touch on with the vendor events and expos and everything is, how did I attract more traffic? And if you just sit there in your booth and you wait for someone to walk in, do you look like you're an open person? No, you don't. So what I did was I started the peppermint, put it on your hands and cup it across your nose technique. And anybody that walked by, come on in here, you got to try this. And I'd get them to try it, and then I'd have them rub the excess on the backside of their neck. And you know what that feels like? It's like instant cooling, instant gratification.
But
it created interest, because they saw that I was out there doing a spiel, and I was trying to create enough interest to get them to talk to the rest of the team to help us along. Okay.
But reminder, and he forgets this sometimes because peppermint doesn't bother him. Make sure you have some V6 close by.
Yeah, we cooked a lady.
Sometimes they get a little too cool or a little too hot for them. Some people feel hot.
We actually had a lady. Who was that lady with the? We did peppermint on her and Progessence Plus, because it was that time in her life. I finished everything, and she kept on coming back.
Because she liked it. But that's not always the case. You know, you don't want to overwhelm somebody. So again, approach and ask. Don't just start doing. Approach and ask. You have to have permission.
Yeah.
Another one is some of the great lotions we have. People are willing to try that. Men, they're a little odd about that. They'll try an oil if you tell them it's going to be manly. So we are definitely wanting to keep things moving and in the right direction for these expos. So remember that when you are at these, getting people in is your first step, but you want to get them in because they're there for a reason. And when they're there for a reason, you're already got them open to coming in.
Right.
The next step is just making them feel comfortable. Give it an inviting, open atmosphere. Don't make it feel closed off.
Yeah. Here again, don't vomit the entire company slogan in the next 5 minutes on this person, because then they already heard your spiel. Keeping it simple, but about them.
Yeah, always
Keep it
about them.
about them, not about us. And find out what their need is, and then set up a date and time that they want, that's convenient for them, to come back and we'll talk at Caribou, or we'll talk at your house, or we'll talk wherever.
Make sure it's a schedule when they leave. Try
Yeah,
to get
and-
that set up. Otherwise, the funnel system is going to be a good one to keep you out there and working. There's a couple really great ones that are out there between Jim Springer and Rapid Funnel. Those are really great ways if you want an avenue to get more information to them quickly.
Right.
Unless you've got something in place and you're doing it yourself. Some of the great things to bring to an expo, obviously, if or a vendor event or a craft show, whatever, if there's no tables provided, obviously you need tables. Always have a couple chairs, because there will be downtimes and you need a place to sit. But always have some kits. People want that instant gratification. If you have a couple oils that are extras in your home stash, take those with you. But you can place orders right then and there on an iPad. Be prepared to give cash. Be prepared to do a credit card. People work with credit cards a lot more than they do with cash nowadays. Right. For us, for starting out, Betty, Rick, and I, it's just like we had some little placemats. We had some couple of empty bottles, like either supplements or oils or things like that. And the reason we did that is things kind of get up and walk away. Not everybody is, up and up. So having little displays, we do like a thieves area, and then we do one that's just the kit with a diffuser out there. If we're allowed to have electricity, have that diffuser running. A mild oil, though. I'm telling you now, don't go overboard. The other one is now we've got this great cosmetic line. You can do that. We have the seedlings line. You can do that. You don't have to own it all. All you have to do is get some things that people can maybe play with or try. One of the best things that we did was we took empty bottles that still had the smell, and you put in a little bit of cotton and witch hazel, and it keeps the smell together and it keeps it compound so that they can still open it up, still breathe it in, still smell it. But if it got it and walked away, it's not a loss for you. I do know that adding little extra display pieces are great, but not necessary when you're first starting out. You can go to Betty and I. We spent an afternoon at Goodwill, and we found all kinds of little things that we could put on the tables to make things happen. And then just as you're doing these, you're kind of like evolving. It constantly is changing. One of the things we did purchase recently was a fold-in-half bench. It looks like those fold-in-half 6-foot tables, but it's a bench, so you can sit down at the bench if you wanted to. But what we did is brought it up and put it on top of the table, covered it with another tablecloth, so it gives you some height. Investing in a banner, not necessary when you're first starting out, but as you grow, add those in. Ask your upline. I've got a tablecloth with Young Living on it. I am willing to lend. Yeah. Get with people, find out what it's going to cost to do some of these things. If it's in your budget, go for it. If it's something you got to work towards, again, ask your upline. These are things that you can add as you go.
Now, one of the things that I stress when you're out there working a vendor event or an expo is that, okay, I approach somebody and it looks like you're kind of giving me the cold shoulder. It might be my personality. Okay.
Can't imagine that.
I know. I sometimes people shy away from me. I don't get it. It's that flipping military police thing. Don't hesitate. Walk in, start up a conversation with me, be jovial about it, and I'm smart enough to back off and let you take over.
If it's not working, yeah.
So,
because sometimes people resonate with somebody else.
Yeah.
Betty and I have
on that.
Yeah. Betty and I've had situations where she just feels like it's not happening, or I feel like it's not happening, and you just let the other person come in and they take over. Because sometimes it's an age thing, sometimes it's what they're having with health issues. And if Betty's had that health issue and I haven't, they're going to listen to her because she's dealt with it.
Right. In the military, we train. I'm a certified trainer in the military, and we train in a team. And I can't get through to probably 3% of soldiers out there with my training style. But guess what? My other 3 guys can.
Yep.
And stuff, as long as I realize as when it's time to back off and let someone else take a new approach on this individual, and we can get through to them. Because at the end of the day in the military, I have to train you. Before you leave there that day, you have to be trained. So we need to have that same kind of technique, if you will, to work together, that we want to be able to get to you. So which one of us is going to have the best bet of getting to you?
Correct. So some of the other things you need, brochures are really nice to have. They're nice to have for those people that kind of come in and look a little aloof. They want some information, but they really don't want to talk to anybody.
Right.
So that's a good way to get them a trifold and get that out to them. There's a couple of great websites we're going to get into in a couple screens down that you can go get these and have them printed for yourself, or print them on your own printer if you're just starting out. What was one? Oh, yeah, and there's a bunch of other sites we're going to talk about that have some already pre-printed. Yeah. These are for people that you know that you can't completely reach. But those ones that you have the one-on-one with, use your phone. Even if you don't have like Rapid Funnel or Jen Springer's training, just getting them to put their information in your contacts. And then in the notes section, you can say, oh, they're wanting to know more about things to help them get through the day because they're on their feet all day long.
And if you're part of our team, even if you're not part of our team, and you get them on the Hands on Oil site where these things are recorded, guess what? Now they can sit down and look at this on their own, at their own pace, so they can do their own thing and get interested. And once they're interested, phone numbers are plastered everywhere. Phone numbers are on your trifold handout. They make the call, and we need to execute then.
Yeah, and these are great ways to get those people that are. I'm sorry, I'm one of those shy people. When I go to a fair, I don't really want to have people try to sell me something. I just want to grab some information, go read up on it. Here's Mr. Green personality. He wants to investigate the crap out of it before he says yes.
How does this stuff work?
Whereas, there's some people that they're like, nope, I've already investigated. I'm ready to do this. And they're ready to go.
Yeah.
So you're going to hit 100 different personalities in one day. Just be prepared to let somebody else step in. If they resonate with somebody better, it's still part of your team. It's still part of your group or whatever you're doing together. It's not.
And that's also with the flip side. You are going to find someone someday that is hostile.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
We're going to come pick you apart.
So when you find someone that is hostile, you need someone on your team, like me, that will get involved, pull the individual aside, and shut them down.
Yeah, because you do get somebody that'll do that.
Because it will affect your entire team for the next 30, 40 minutes.
Because it does upset the whole balance of things.
You need to get that. If you get a hostile person, get them aside and talk to them and say, this is not the time or the place to have this conversation. I'd love to get with you later.
And White Angelica.
And, yeah, throw White Angelica on them. Maybe a little lavender for some calming or something.
Stress away. That's why we have oils, people. Do a little voodoo dance, whatever happens.
So.
All right, so let's go on to the next screen. I think we've kind of hashed this one out. So these are some of our favorite sites to help grow our business, and they'll help grow yours too.
Vital 180, fantastic site, all kinds of neat stuff you can download, classes you can take. They're really setting us up for success. What do we have to do? We have to follow through. You're going to hear that a lot. Follow through, follow through, follow through. That is the key to success. We have to do this daily. And I don't care if we have to set aside a time, like Dina and I have been doing. We'll set aside a time. It only has to be an hour a day, but you have to dedicate yourself to it. John Maxwell, fantastic speaker. He has some things for Facebook. It's called Minute with Maxwell. And he gives you daily inspirational greetings every morning. Hang on, this guy's in his 80s and he's just a dynamo. Just keeps on coming.
The nice thing about John Maxwell is that he doesn't like hash the whole network marketing. He just kind of helps build.
On a conference call, it should be done in about a half hour. Can I come back?
Yeah.
He just builds you up. He
Right.
teaches you how to do something that takes you to that next level all the time. But I
Right.
really want to go back to Vital 180 real quick.
Okay.
You can go in there if you are a business builder, which is what this mentoring is about. They have where you can go through each level. So like, let's say you're a distributor and you want to make it to star. They walk you through the steps of the things to do,
Right.
the things to do to get to the next level. And then when you're at star, it gives you the next stages of getting to senior star. Right now, senior star, how to get to executive. Betty, executive, how to get to silver. And each one of those layers is in there. So once you hit them, then the next one's available to you, which is kind of cool.
And the biggie with Vital 180, unlike other marketing classes, is take the class again tomorrow.
Yeah.
Because
Or a
if you're
week
like
from
me, I can read the same book 2 or 3 times and pick up something new the third time around.
Yep.
Okay.
Definitely.
So take the class again, because we all need a little swift kick, probably once a week, me probably once every 3 days. Thank you, baby. And
Mean.
you need that swift kick to stay energized.
You do. Sometimes things get in the way, but if you've got some team members, which Betty, Rick, and I have been very blessed to have each other. We ground and we kind of make each other go the next step.
One of the other apps out there, Lindsay Elmore.
Well, let's finish one more. Vital 180 has a bunch of PowerPoints already done for you to teach classes. They have graphics for to use on Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn.
Classes.
Yeah, the classes are on there. The graphics are on there. Things that you can do to build your life. I mean, everything's in there. Books that we can order and teach from. Amazing.
See, the classes and the PowerPoints, there's a misconception that we can't teach and, for lack of a better term, sell when we're online. Why not? If we can get to the point where, hey guys, we're doing an intro class tonight, at 7:30, and we have 200 people on there, and 50 of them are brand new, hallelujah, pass the mustard. Okay, because we can reach out and do an intro class, and you can sit in your own living room and pass the oils around to your people, and you can even pause it, because guess what? That's what this is designed for, is you can pause it, have a discussion, and then hit the play button again, and you're right where we left off. And that's the neat thing about PowerPoint. That's the neat thing about some of these classes, is you can teach from your own house
without having to be here.
And utilize us, utilize Vital 180, utilize Betty. Highlight being used, Betty. And
Love it.
just bring it. And we're there for you. And then if it is a live class, you can get into your chat window, and we're going to read the chat window, and we're going to answer your question.
Yeah.
And when you teach as a team, like Dina and I do.
It's Betty.
And Eddie, all of a sudden the window comes up that, okay, we don't know the answer. Betty will sit there and point to it, and I'll start looking it up.
Yep.
I'll grab my phone, I'll grab my iPad, add something that's not online on the class, and we'll find the answer. Because it's out there. This is not new. Oils have been around for 3,000 years or more. This stuff's not new. We just got to go look for the answer.
Okay. So Vital 180, being part of this team, you're part of Vital 180. So we are blessed to have this avenue. I'll skip John Maxwell because that's something we've already touched on. Rick was going to talk about Dr. Lindsay Elmore.
Dr. Lindsay Elmore,
used to be
a doctor.
No.
Well, she is a doctor.
She is a doctor. She used to be part of Young Living.
What, she used to practice in England.
No.
Yes, she did.
She went over there to work with Young Living in England.
Well, okay.
So, and then what you found out is that she can be more open and talk more fluently and more freely being a consultant now.
Right.
So she's no longer part of Young Living as far as staffing. She's now her own entity. So she's the pharmacist.
Yep.
Is her big claim to fame, because that is what her degree is in. She is a doctor of pharmacy, but she has got the knowledge and the know-how to talk to us on different planes, either being way up here in Rick world or way down here in my world. She can talk to you, make you understand what these things do. She has her website. She has her Facebook group. And then if you're part of Vital 180, you can buy into Lunch with Lindsay.
Right.
And these are recorded classes, so you can go see them anytime. You don't have to be on them live. But she does answer questions live when she's on there. She's also an author now. She wrote a book. Somebody's at our door. She wrote a book, the top 30 questions type thing. The next one is Jen Springer. She is an amazing lady. We are very blessed to have her here in Minnesota. She is a wealth of information. She loves to learn and find out new things. So I love having her around. I gave you her different websites. She does her simple training. You can get on her Monday night calls. Every Monday night she has them. I wanted to be on last night so bad and completely missed it. So I do understand when people, come in and forget that we have classes every night, because I did. And last night I would have loved to have heard that one. So I'm hoping that she puts it out for us to watch or listen to. It was on how to deal with no-shows, how to do with classes that people don't show up.
It should be there.
It is good. Did you watch it last night?
Because I missed it too. Usually I can catch them the next day or two.
Not a problem. I just know that one was amazing, but she records everything. She's also on YouTube. You just have to put in Jen Springer. Her Diamond Factory system and Diamond Factory training. The Diamond Factory system is you can get a website with her. You can get the funneling thing we talked about where you can put your new prospects in there and you can set up different emails and things to go out to your people. It's a whole encompassing system. Then there's the Diamond Factory training, and that is all of her recordings and classes and things like that. It's a one-time fee. I want to say it's around the $169 mark, but don't hold me to that, because she does do specials throughout the year where you can get in cheaper, and that lets you go in and see these things anytime you want, which is really cool. The next one for me, these, like I said, these are our favorites. I love the ULA guys. Live ULA, to me, that is what speaks to me and resonates with me better than anything we've ever done. Betty and Rick and I were so blessed to be able to go to and see them here last year. These guys have a really great system of getting the 7 areas of your life in balance. And if you don't have them all in balance, things start falling. They attune it to like the guy at the circus that gets all these 7 plates spinning all at once, and he's got to keep them all going. Otherwise, if one falls, then they all start falling. Well, that's how our life is. We are constantly, unbalancing several areas in our life because we're trying to keep too many things going at once. And this is learning how to find what's important and balance things evenly, either with your family or your friends or your fun in your life and your finances and your faith. And what's the other 2? Faith, fun, family, friendships. I know the other one has to do with your work. I can't remember.
Financial.
I got the financial, but there's another 2. So these are great ways to go get you built. Find ways to find information to build you and build your business. Yeah, did you let her out? Yeah. Go get her. Rick's in charge of the dogs tonight. If he loses one, it's his fault.
Okay.
All right. Yeah. So now let's talk about favorite links for building things, for building other options. The Oil Posse. This is Betty and my favorite place. That's where we got the brochure off of their website. They have all kinds of PDFs and things that you can print yourself. They even make it so that you can add in your own verbiage. Amazing space. They also have even some classes in there that you can take. They have some PowerPoints. Just a really great company out there that is making it so that you can have it for everybody.
Great reference information.
Great reference information. Rapid Funnel. I have been playing with that one. Rick and Betty and I are guinea pigs right now. We're seeing how it works. If you put people into different categories, they get emails, and it's not like every day. It spreads it out. It doesn't overwhelm that person, but it still keeps the oils in check. It's giving you information that talks about Young Living. It talks about the products. And this, again, is something that even Jen Springer's Diamond Factory system has. So I'm kind of playing with both of them right now to see which way to go. The next one is Oily Tools. And you can get into Oily Tools anytime you want. It has Wild Search in there. It has ways for you to get a link built, a link builder built, so that you can send it to somebody that's interested in becoming a member. It'll auto-fill your information into the link so that when they sign up, your distributor member number is already in place. Oily Tools also, as you're building, will give you what your check is going to be. They have a couple of areas that you can even, hey, if I made it to silver this month, what would my check be? If I made it to, the next link up, what would my check be, even though I'm still like star or senior star? There is a monthly fee for that, but check into it. It has got some great avenues. It's a quick reference for you to get in and see your team too. It has the same My Organization chart in there, so you can still go look at your people. You can send emails from there as well. It's a really nice avenue. Betty, do you use Oily Tools? Did you find
All the
it?
time. In fact, I use that sometimes
Yeah, right there.
more often than going straight to my virtual office because it's mobile. Love it.
It is very, very mobile friendly.
Yeah, especially if you want to look up a quick product and you're talking to somebody, you just pull it up and you can.
And it has both pricing in there.
Yep, it's awesome.
And it has both pricing. So if you go to your virtual office, you're only going to get what you would pay for it. You use Oily Tools, it gives you the retail and the wholesale, which is really nice if you're at an event and somebody wants to buy your peppermint, because you want to make sure that you sell your products like they're retail, because you need to, that's part of your income. It's part of how you can make some money. The next one would be Life Science Publishing. Love that one. This is a great third-party reference. They have tear-off sheets that you can teach classes from. They have unlimited amount of reference materials that you can get from them. They also carry some of the bottles and some of the, help me out, Betty, what else do they carry? We use them like for make and takes. They have some products.
Some empties of things,
Yep.
some recipes. Go in there and just play.
Yeah, don't
The
be
thing is,
afraid.
you get in there and it's like, okay, where's my piece of paper and pen?
Yeah, because you make a list and then you go, okay,
A wish list.
and this is what I can afford today.
Right.
Abundant Health, same thing. A great third-party reference site to get tear-offs and information to get to you and your team and prospects. So great way. The newest one, which I've got to fix, I can see that,
Yep.
Growing Healthy Homes. This is one that kind of came out at convention this year, but what I'm seeing is it's a bunch of the leaders that we have, Royal Crown Diamonds, and below, that have created books and reference material. And they've all gone under this one heading to be able to sell. Lindsay Elmore's book, that's how I got this. A couple of new cookbooks that Betty and I got, I got through this company. So it's another great way to get information. Just another reference. Sound Concepts. Used to be Crown Diamond Tools, but now they're Sound Concepts only. What I love about them is it's another great way to get some gifts. They have like little keychains that you can put your oils in. They have spritzers and they have brochures and they have handouts, and just it's another great avenue. And from what I understand, and somebody will correct me if I'm wrong, Crown Diamond Tools was obviously brought together by a bunch of crown diamonds. And they worked with a company called Sound Concepts to get these products out there.
Yeah.
So it's a great way to get some more avenues for stickers too. That's the other one. You know, the little labels that you put on your bottles so that from the top you know what you've got inside your case. The next one for me is the Young Living YouTube channel. Get on there. They're always putting great things on there right now. They have got some great avenues for just little quick snippets all the way to recipes to what can I do with this oil compliantly. Theirs is going to be a lot more compliant than most people are because they tell you it's good for yoga and meditation. And it is a lot better than just that. But YouTube is a great way to find some other Royal Crown Diamonds, people that are growing their business.
Exactly.
Get out there and search that one. The next one is oil testimonials. If you have not got into that, use the link we have here. It will get you right in because Rick and I are already members. This is a great way to put in a symptomology and get testimonials from people all over.
Right.
All over the world that will tell you what worked for them and how it worked for them. It is a third party, so it is not supported by Young Living, which is allowed by the FDA. If Young Living had anything to do with it, it would have been shut down. The next one is Essential Tools. This is another company that does a lot of really inexpensive brochures and handouts. KRE Publishing, same thing. They also do tablecloths and those big pull-up banners that you can have a full-size body that shows all the different oils that are help without.
Never miss an opportunity to advertise.
No. Yeah, as you build and grow, you'll start seeing you purchase things. Betty and I Betty's bought a couple things from KRE, and so have I.
That's and I don't mean that in a bad way, hey folks. The reason why I say that is personal experience. Okay, and always take the opportunity to get out there and I don't want to say push the product, but help
Advertise
others.
It.
Help others and everything, because the reason why I say that is I've personally had
one experience
with a soldier. I've actually had a couple now that I didn't push the oils to him, and he ended up with
not push. You didn't offer him.
Did not offer my assistance in time, and he went from a 240-pound man to a 140-pound man with cancer.
Not that we could have.
Not that I could have cured or anything, but there were things out there that could have helped him live better.
Yeah, ease. The last one on here is Oil Revolution Designs. It's another website that's part. Her name is Mary, and she's part of the Oil Posse. So it's her brochures, and they're pretty nice. They're really pretty, and then she does a really good job and inexpensive way. If you're not, out there playing with PicMonkey or,
right,
doing your own designs. So these are some really great favorite links for more building options, things to get you to the next level. All right, so let's go into Young Living itself. Look at their resource list. They have a ton for us. Besides having Vital 180 and our other upline, Young Living's got the virtual office for us. They've got their blog. They've got the Seed to Seal page. They've got the Ningxia Red page. They've got the Sleek page. They've got their whole publications page. They've got all the photos on Flickr. And then, of course, D. Gary Young has got his blog. These are all locations you can go and learn more about why you got into Young Living for better health and wellness, abundance, purposes, you name it. This
right.
is why we do what we do.
And what have we just done here tonight by showing you all of these tools that you can use to grow your business? Okay, and that's what all these are. Or grow you, exactly. This takes away that excuse that we all use, I'm not getting any help. The help's already there.
We see it every day. We see it.
Need to go looking or
That's
ask
it.
Exactly.
Well, and you can't expect somebody to hand this to you. Obviously, we just did.
You're not going to be a silver in a week
Some people do.
by waiting for us to build you.
No, you got to build
You
yourself.
you have to have the commitment, and part of being leadership, you'll probably see it on the next page or so, is you must commit to action. Commit.
We'll get you there, babe. We'll get you there. All right, here's your spiel. Go.
Okay. Leadership is the ability for you to convey an action, an idea to your team, and commit to the action. How do we do that? Okay, we use note cards to assess our daily goals. You go into any of these big league speakers, and they tell you to write it down in the morning, what you plan on getting done, and at the end of the night, write it down on what you completed. And anything you didn't complete, that's rule number 1 for tomorrow morning. Because you're going to get it done, because we don't leave things undone. Don't look at me that way.
Try not to.
Yeah.
Okay. So we need to do that. Commit to action to complete your plan. If you're going to make phone calls on Tuesday night from 7 to 9, guess what? It's now your plan for all Tuesday nights between 7 and 9. Those are going to be your care calls. Just do it. And pretty soon what happens after about the 4th or 5th week, it becomes a habit. And that's what we need to do, is we have to readjust our minds to get into the habit of success. Yes, and that we've been trained to be mediocre all of our lives. We got to get out of this habit of being mediocre, and we have to retrain ourselves by helping each other, by helping ourselves, and get better. Reassess your plan and improve on it. Folks, I'm fallible. I don't know about you, but there are people above us that have made it, and we need to look for them for mentorship, reassess our plan, and improve on it to help model some of the things they've done. Now, am I going to like everything they've done? No, but I'm going to do things my way to get up there.
You're going to fit it into the way that's more comfortable for you.
You need to surround yourself.
But you have to do it, though. There's the point. You can say, "Well, I don't like the way they do it," but then you're not doing anything. You're not going to get to that next level. So, yeah, definitely make a plan. Stick with it. I do know that we all have it. Life does get in the way. You get like Rick. Poor Rick has got such odd hours right now, and he's doing major shift work. So his like every Tuesday thing is never going to happen. Not this year.
But here again, the other thing that's how to improve on things. Don't assume that your pitch is perfect. Don't assume that your plan is perfect. Here, Rick, I'm going to go out on a limb and tell you guys to videotape it. Okay? Videotape yourself at a vendor event. Videotape yourself at a class. And then replay it, because now you really know what you look like.
Or what you sound like. or what you're saying.
Like, and what you need to
Rick
improve
still
on.
Won't watch his videos.
I watch my videos.
They're cute.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, there's my plan of action for next week. I'll rewatch my videos. Thank you, Betty.
Yes.
But you need to improve yourself, and we improve ourselves by taking constructive criticism from everybody around us, reassess the plan, improve on your plan, improve on yourself, and we need to do that daily. So what are we trying to do? We're trying to remold, in my case, 56 years of thought processes into what I really want to be like tomorrow.
You gotta take, I love who I am. I love that I'm caring. I love that I have compassion and empathy, but I don't like that sometimes I'm afraid to make that next step.
Right.
And that's what I'm working on. I stepped out of my box to teach classes. For me to stand in front of people, it was the worst thing I could ever do. The next one is, for me, is to make these care calls more consistently. I don't want to bother somebody. I feel like, I'm going to bother them if I call. Or, they haven't ordered this month. They haven't ordered in 6 months. They probably don't want to hear from me. all these thoughts go in my head, and I know it's just me talking me out. So I have to make that next step and say, no, they probably are waiting to hear from me because they don't know what to do next.
Right.
And that was one of the key reasons why we started all the different videos and stuff, is because that's a way for me to reach out to people that aren't living right here.
Try to model yourself and be around people
That you want to be
that
like.
you want to be like. Okay. Do I want to be? There are Crown Diamonds that love to wear Italian suits. I've seen them. I don't want to be a Crown Diamond who wears an Italian suit. Sorry, I will never buy an Italian suit.
He won't buy a suit.
Dude, I might
Buy
buy
American. Buy American.
I buy American, exactly. I might buy a new chainsaw that looks like the one that Scott Schuler has, as in everything, because obviously it works for him.
Get a suit next year, buddy.
Yeah, he starts sprouting a beard like that. Him and I are gonna have a talk, though.
Really? You just want a ponytail too?
No.
Okay. But
Keep going.
surround yourself with people the next level up
Or of like minds
of like mind.
that want to be positive and want to go forward and don't want to live the mediocre life.
Right. And don't accept that. This is going to be the hard one for leaders, especially. You surrounded yourself with a group all the way through today, and that group might be holding you back. You need to surround yourself where you want to be. And if you have to get a new group of friends, sorry folks, but you gotta branch out.
Yeah.
You got to get out of your comfort zone.
I just had a discussion yesterday with a member who's wanting to build, but she's dealing with a lot of self-doubt. Love her to death, but she knows she is. But her biggest thing is she's noticing that some of the people she was hanging out with were what was making her feel that way.
Exactly.
And now that she sees that, she says it's like a whole nother door opened up where she's like, whoa, I'm a better person than I ever gave myself credit for, because I kind of started believing the way they were believing. And sometimes it's
easy to give in to negativity. We, as healthy business people, we don't give in to negativity. When something negative happens in our life, guess what? It's already behind us.
Sometimes
don't
it's
let
hard
it
to
rule
hold on.
us.
Yeah, and sometimes you need somebody to kick you in the butt.
Yeah, we'll kick you in the butt. I can get you moving, and I expect likewise from you that when I need a swift kick or a little
I'm there
reassurance.
for you.
Betty's going to be the kicker.
How did I know? How did I know that would happen?
Hey,
Appreciate it, Betty. I'll be over tomorrow.
So it's just making a plan of action. And even if it's a small thing, like, okay, so somebody who's brand new building, getting that business card, that's a huge step for somebody.
it's exciting.
Show them how to make a care call.
But I'm just saying it's little steps for somebody.
Little
it's not
steps.
Showing them, because
Helping them.
it's helping them, yes.
Helping them. And
But
that's
it's not where I was going. So hold 2 seconds for me. Can you get there?
Okay.
Okay. So what I was saying is, this one person I was talking to yesterday, what she was saying is that getting her website, getting her business card, that was really hard for her. And she did it. The next step is, okay, what do I do next? And it's like, okay, so now you got to plan a class, but you got to invite people.
Right.
And if that doesn't work, try the one-on-ones. I know that's what works the best for Betty. She schedules these people to do a one-on-one, and that's working amazing for her, because a lot of these people don't want to leave their house or don't want to come to a group setting. So doing a one-on-one sometimes is the best start, because that gets your confidence built up, because you're talking about something you know. But don't be afraid to open up the book and go, I have no clue, and look it up.
And here's the other thing with the one-on-ones. Set up the one-on-one on, hey, Dina, let's get together next Thursday night. And
I can't.
okay, what's a good night for you?
Mondays or Tuesdays.
Mondays or Tuesdays?
Yeah.
Okay, well, how about Monday night? Hey, what's a good time for you?
Let's see. Oh, yeah, I gotta have dinner.
Okay, well, why don't you tell me what time works for you on
But it's laundry too.
Oh, okay. I can bring mine over.
Well, and then my husband leaves about 9:30, so I don't want to, miss any time with him.
Well, is he available?
Yeah, sometimes.
Sometimes.
Sometimes he's sleeping, so
I'd
we
be
can do it
happy
when
to
he's
give the
sleeping.
class to him as well.
He's kind of a
Okay.
crudgy old guy. Do you think you can handle him?
Oh, I can handle him. Okay. But you see what I'm doing is I'm trying to put the ball in their court, but I'm also opening it up to them that this doesn't necessarily, some people are going to be apprehensive about a one-on-one. And so let's get it so that, hey, if you want to bring a friend, that's okay. Bring a friend. I don't care if you bring 15 friends. And I says, I'll deal with it. But open it up to them to get in their comfort zone.
Yeah, even if, like I said, the biggest thing Betty has done is a bunch of these one-on-ones, because then you can sit down and talk about Vital 180, how to get into your virtual office, show them some avenues, and then they get excited and they're creating their own flyers and they're saying, hey, I want to teach a class.
And that's where make sure you don't, the only caution I have is don't schedule it too late in the evening, because nobody wants to drive home at 11, 12 o'clock at night. So
or too far out.
too far out.
Yeah, make it very
It's
close to the first
easy.
time you met them.
It's easy for them to forget. And then if you're going to set something up, call them the night before saying, hey, or, a day or two before saying, hey, I got this. We're still on, because you don't want to show up.
And make it.
It's easy for them to bail. You can't make it easy for them to bail.
Yeah.
Right. And then when you're making that phone call, your goal is get on and get off in the next 30 to 45 seconds. It is not to discuss the class.
No, it's just to make it plain and simple.
Yeah, when you get on the phone with them, you want to be on and off within about 5 minutes, and tell them too. Make it sound like you're in a hurry, because you need to keep going, because you can
Time is
drag out
money.
way too
Gotta
much.
go.
Exactly.
Yep.
So it's always about a sense of urgency, but you want to make sure they understand their time is precious to you, but
you don't want to take up their time.
Correct. And you want them to know that your time's precious too.
Exactly.
So, Rick, what did you decide to do for next month?
That's going to be a secret. I'm going to try to go on more on the leadership and mentoring on what we can do individually.
Pick a topic area.
I'm going to recommend that between now and then, everybody grabs a leadership mentoring book like
John Maxwell,
Wheel of Balance,
GoPro,
and you read the book.
25 to Life.
We're going to cover
Eric
some
Worre.
we're going to cover some of the theories and plans in those books.
So everybody comes with something, okay?
Yeah.
So come with a plan or an implementation that somebody can bring. I think that's a great way.
Okay.
So I want to thank everybody for coming, and Rick threw together this beautiful PowerPoint presentation. So thank you.
That was you? Awesome. I'm impressed.
I had help.
I just cleaned it up.
She cleans it up and hits spell check.